Hey everybody, it's JT from VapestarsNetwork.com. I'm still not feeling extremely well, so I'm going to stay on the back side of the camera and do a quick build video. We're going to throw some coils on the HAZE rda from Vape Head Origins. This is their newest atomizer, and by far their best atomizer in my opinion. Now VHO were the first people to bring the 4-post deck to us builders. Awesome. That was a huge innovation, and that was with the Helios. Then they brought us the VHO 22mm, still that same great 4-post. This is the next big thing from VHO. It's the HAZE, as you can see, 4-post deck, but they really beefed it up. This is a lot more sturdy, a lot more material than the previous Helios and VHO. They cut out some nice juice wells for us. The negative posts are milled into the base. Really nice, really sturdy. I like it. Now, also what they did was they gave us that 3-piece design that so many good atomizers do. Okay, you've got 2 top caps, one built-in wide bore, which is amazing. That's the one I run pretty much 90% of the time, and one that you can use your own standard 510 drip tip. Of course, you got adjustable airflow. You've got 2 holes on each side of your sleeve. You decide what kind of airflow you want. Any combination you choose. So, lots of airflow options, and it's a great looking atomizer. I really like it. So, I'm going to put on 2 coils, 8 wraps per side, 24 gauge Canthal. This 4-post base really gives you a lot of freedom, and it allows for some innovative type builds. And if not, if you're going with a standard dual coil build, then it allows you to install that and be vaping super quick. I mean, pop these coils in and you're vaping in no time flat. So I'm going to do 8 wraps per side, and what I'm probably going to end up doing is skipping. So my negative lead for one coil will go here. I will skip this positive hole and go to the other one, and that will simply help me get my coils nice and centered where I want them, lined up very well with my air holes. That's the way I like to build on the Helios and VHO, and now the HAZE. So I'm going to wrap some coils up. Now I will be building dual coils, 8 wraps per side, around a 3/32 bit, 24 gauge Canthal, and I'll probably end up at 0.25, 0.3, somewhere around there. Now that is not a recommendation for you. You know your batteries, you know what you like to vape at, so you'll determine your resistance. This isn't really a coil tutorial. This is just, hey, this is a new atomizer I just got. We're going to throw a quick build on there. Now I will say with this atomizer, I've had time to put 2 or 3 different builds on here, and this particular build I'm installing today is my favorite so far. You are the one that knows what resistance you're going for. Always make sure you're testing. If it's too low, strip it down, rebuild it, add a few wraps. Always be safe. And again, I went negative post like normal, skipped one of the positive holes, and went to the other. And with this, the other coil for the other side, I will do the same. Negative lead, skip one, and positive. And that will really allow me to get those coils lined up just where I want them on a 4-post deck like the HAZE. So here we go. Like I said, I did 8 wraps per side, skipped a positive hole and went to the other, which gave me a little wiggle room to align those coils the way I wanted to. So the 4-post deck really gives you some freedom. Build whatever coil you like, obviously. This is the build that I prefer. I like the way it lines up. I like the airflow room I have underneath my coils. I enjoy this style of build. And I think we ended up a little higher. Yeah, 0.32. So, a nice build. I can use this on my mechanicals or some of my regulated devices, and it's going to be a pretty good vape. Now, I'm going to put some wick there, but again, make sure that you plan for your air flow to match up with those coils. Fully open. Sorry. With the airflow fully open, that's going to hit right about where I want it to. You see? A little bit under dead center of that coil, and that produces the best flavor and vapor production for me personally. Again, just make sure your air holes are lined up correctly, and make sure you're considering which airflow settings you're going to use. If I was going to use just one hole, just the lower one, I would lower these coils a little bit closer to the deck to line them up with how I like it. So let's put some wick on this thing. Now, when it comes to wicking, I'm pretty serious. Okay, I'm not pretty serious, but I've got a very specific way of thinking, and it really comes down to less is more. I do not go packing my atomizer deck full of cotton in every gap and every hole. No. I will run organic Japanese cotton through my coil, tuck both ends, and I always leave a nice gap underneath my coil. My vaping and rebuilding experiences got so much better when I finally stopped overloading the wick material. So this is how I will pretty much wick any atomizer build, any dual coil build on pretty much any rebuildable. Little cotton, you know, there's plenty in there to hold juice, but I want to see some empty real estate down there too. So, looks like we're all good to go. Oh yeah. I'm going to juice this thing up. Let it sit for a second, if I have the patience. And then I got to vape the new build. Can't let it sit around too long. Alright, so I'm going to go with the wide bore cap. Airflow fully open. I think that'll be good. And I'll be right back. We'll have a vape on this thing. So we've got the HAZE all built. Very happy with it. 0.32 dual coils, 24 gauge Canthal, 8 wraps per side, around a 3/32 bit. I've still got my rebuilding glove on, excuse me. That's a great vape. And as you will see, that's kind of a standard build for me. 0.25 to 0.35 is really my resistance range I like to vape in. And that's a pretty standard build for me on a lot of different atomizers. So don't worry, we'll find one that's funky and different pretty soon, I promise. Thanks everybody. Full review coming soon.